Good morning and welcome back to Woodland Farm. I'm Keith. I got hopefully a quick project this morning. I'm going to try to relocate some established plants from my house here and then some from another part of the farm out to the area where I'm trying to establish a pollinator garden or pollinator area. So I'm going to start out with taking some of these. What I have here is a bunch of black-eyed Susans, and then these taller ones are Coneflowers. I think that's the order of these. But one of the advantages of perennials is, number one, they grow for multiple years, but they also spread quite a bit. So what you see is there's a whole bunch of these that have just filled in here. So I'm going to take some of these out and like I said, transplant them over to the farm. And then there's a bunch of milkweed over at the farm, kind of in the berry patch area and by the bee yard, and I'm going to try to move some of them. We're in a little bit of a weather change pattern right now. Was like 90 degrees a couple of days ago. We had some thunderstorm. A cold front came through yesterday. There's a thunderstorm, so quite a bit of moisture. Today's supposed to be sunny and in the 70s, and then we have another cold front coming tomorrow, in the 60s tomorrow, more rain, and then in the 50s on Saturday, also more rain. So hopefully that'll be a good environment to do this transplant, so that they don't get all burned out in the first couple days. Then warming up again over Memorial Day and into next week. So that's project for today. Back out here at the farm, and the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig up some of these milkweed that are popping up right here near the driveway, and I'm gonna try to relocate these along with the coneflowers and black-eyed Susans down by the sand mound, which is where the pollinator garden, where I'm gonna make that into a large pollinator garden. I've never moved milkweed, so we're going to see how that works. I've moved the coneflowers and black-eyed Susans a lot of times. I know those transplant well, so we'll have to see how these work. I'm out here in the sand mound area where I'm hoping to have a pollinator garden or a pollinator area. So this was all just put in last fall. So there, this was woods and they cleared it, and then where this tall grass is the sand mound for the septic. There's quite a bit of material that was added here, and some in here to kind of smooth the transition from the normal contour. What I did earlier in the spring is I planted a clover mix in here, and then I also planted literally hundreds or maybe even thousands of milkweed seeds and quite a few, probably hundreds of seeds from the coneflowers that I had harvested last fall. So when you look at the ground, we can see clover coming up throughout, and I see some things that look a little bit like, this looks kind of like the coneflower, I'm not sure. Some of this over here, but so I'm gonna transplant these coneflowers and black-eyed Susans, and then these milkweed from up in the other up by the bee yard, kind of throughout here to hopefully establish that. And then I'll have to see if the seeds I planted, I'm thinking it's going to take them a couple years to get established, and in the meantime hopefully these do okay, and and then they start dropping seeds as well, and ultimately this ends up being a pollinator area. So that's the plan. Well, quick project for today. Hopefully these take, but got them in, just kind of sprinkled, around this area. Again, all of these things spread, and I also planted seeds in here, so hopefully in a couple years this will be just a bunch of milkweed and coneflowers and maybe clover and black-eyed Susans. So we'll see. But I think this is a coneflower. I think that's probably a black-eyed Susan, maybe black-eyed Susan, milkweed. So just kind of sprinkled around. Also have the hazelnuts, which are just sort of slowly starting to bud out. I'll do an update on those and the other plants here in the next few days.